Hello, my loves. Happy Friday. I am Ellie Frost. If you don't know me, I am a mentor and strategist and someone who helps people with energetic mastery, especially for visionaries. Good morning, if it's your morning. This is my first live of 2023. I'm talking mostly to visionaries, although anyone's welcome in my world, and I do a lot of healing work, trauma release work, and I have programs for everyone. But to me, a visionary is someone who has a vision for the world as a whole, for something beyond themselves, right? And they are committed to playing their part in it. So at my highest level mentorship is for people doing huge things in the world, right? We work strategically, energetically, but at every level, if you have a vision that is, of course, for your own life and your own wealth and all that stuff, but that, is for how the world could be better, yeah, then I say you're a visionary and it's time to claim your ownership, yeah? Because that's how everything starts. And I believe that our lives are not a random event, they are a divine assignment. So your soul purpose, what you came to express, what you came to experience, and be an example of, lead in the world, show people, transition people through, create differently, is divinely guided, supported, right, and protected if you choose it. It's a spiritual and a human path at that level. You know what I mean? And so you just have to say yes to the assignment and understand that your purpose is God-given, not man-made, right? You get to choose every single purpose in your life. There is free will, but like if you work in this energetic, right, we are supported beyond measure. And if you tune into it at the soul level, then the miracles and the things that can happen, because it's not just good for you, it's good for the whole, good for the collective, right? In an energy of like unity and wholeness for all. So I could go on about that, but that's not what I'm going to talk about mainly today, although that's what I talk about every day. Hello, Lisa. I'm just talking about visionaries. I'm just saying, in my world, right, a visionary, who the people that I mainly work one-on-one with, definitely, and they're normally very, very big leaders, people, household names, some of them, but they're people who have a vision for the world beyond themselves, and beyond that they're committed to playing their part in it, right? It doesn't matter if you're not there yet. If you start with getting yourself right, then you might find that your soul will speak to you, because it is true, like you need to feel well, it's not actually true, that's not a truth. Whatever you believe to be true will be true in this world, right? For a lot of people, if they get themselves sorted, then they'll open up spiritually to a bigger mission. But I promise you, if you open up to a bigger mission now, all your needs will get met. If you work with the divine, if you can work spiritually, energetically, with the truth, with what humanity wants to bring in, you don't have to actually get all your money together first or stuff together first. Your needs will be met, more than met, abundantly met on this path. It is I mean, my clients, December, January, huge months. Don't listen to the noise outside, because for visionaries, for people working on a different path who have an ability, and I'm really good at keeping you strategically aligned and energetically aligned, there is unlimited abundance available, especially if you're working for you and for the whole, right? You are allowed just to work for you. You are just allowed to have a vision for yourself. That can be supported, but the work I do is on a soul purpose level, and the miracles, abundance, finances, everything that comes in is out of this world, right? And so there's plenty of wealth around, there's plenty of success around, and it is a self-actualization journey to get out of your own way and be willing to question yourself on your beliefs around that, why you don't think you're successful, all that stuff, because the success is a decision. I teach my clients the same principles a lot of the times over and over again, which is why I've put those programs on my website so that you can self-study them, because people pay me tens of thousands and up to work with me one-on-one, and those core principles are the DNA that I still remind people at a very high level at. It's just that we're dealing with much more complicated problems when they're running big empires or scaling from 6 figures to 7, 8, 10 beyond, right? It's a different complex problem. There's different problems at that level. They're just different. right? We have obstacles, but they're different. So I've got a place for you to plug in at any part of your path, but don't underestimate the fact that it's on you to choose your divine assignment, or you can just choose your safety and whatever is right for you to get to a point where you're willing to say yes. But if you say yes to your soul purpose, if you say yes to your visionary capacity, the resources available will blow your mind if you can work with the energetics. I used to believe in all that. And after years, of thinking it's not happening, I think it's all like, you're allowed to think it, Lisa, but look at your results. And I'm telling you, people in my world are thriving. So if you're not thriving, then perhaps you missed something. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You can say, I used to believe that and I tried. Well, guess what? You didn't apply it. You didn't apply it. It's not just positive thinking, it's actually being in a different energy, and when an obstacle comes, holding a different vibration. You didn't apply it. There's no way, because if you applied it, your life would be different. You would have everything you wanted, or at least feel very differently. So it's not luck, it's not serendipity. We live in a scientific universe. Quantum physics is a science. This isn't woo-woo stuff. It's absolute fact. I've worked with millionaires, billionaires. I've scaled people from 0 to 6 figures and beyond, and different increments. I know exactly what you're saying, and I've gone through a ton of trauma, a ton of PTSD. I've healed people through trauma, through PTSD, through all sorts of vibrational issues. But if you think for a minute it doesn't work, then of course it's not going to work. The universe says, your wish is my command. You are the creator of your own reality. If you don't believe in it, it's not for you, because all you're saying to the universe is it's not for me, and I'm not willing to ascend and evolve, right, in order to receive my good. That's up to you. I know, but I sat with all this manifesto. You haven't applied it. You know, what would you say? Like, I tried to do this and it didn't work, so then you didn't keep going. You wonder why people in your world around us are doing really well. In my world, they're doing really well. You haven't done what it took, honestly. I'm a master at energetics. I've been in the business world, directed businesses, and I've still been through some very big hurdles, right? And I knew to hold my energy. Was some of it easy? Absolutely not. But I was committed, so I didn't give up, right? You haven't decided and you're not willing to do what it takes. And that's your choice. It's not a criticism. But you have to own that, right? If you have given up, or you can't really stop manifesting, my darling, because like you're manifesting every day. You really are. It's quantum physics. It's like gravity, yeah? You don't exactly know how gravity works, but it works. We live in a vibrational universe. This is science. It's fact. It's not some spiritual idea of love and light and things work out. This is science. So study, learn. If you want to improve it, if you wanted to run a marathon, you'd get your body in shape. If you want to be a great manifester, figure out where your gaps are and invest appropriately. Use your resources. Are you investing in yourself? Are you learning? Are you paying people to teach you and support you? If you're not, then don't question why. Your resources are not channeled there. Your thought entities, your thought thinking is channeled on the opposite. That's why you don't manifest. Quite simple. You are manifesting. You're just not manifesting everything you want. Yeah, it's true. It's not about believing, you see. It's not about how long I believe. It's how willing I am to embody it. How much am I changing? What am I doing differently? It doesn't matter what you believe, because you didn't believe. It doesn't. You have belief. It's not the truth. Belief is the first step. I believe this could work, right? But what your mind is probably doing is, yeah, it does work, but not for me. That's the biggest resistance of a lot of people's mind fuckery is, that works for everyone else, but not for me. We all have a story, I promise you, my love. Even my very successful clients, and I always kick their butt on it, and their stories are real. And I've had them too, right? We all have a story why it's harder for us. We all do. We all have a story why it doesn't get to work for us. Every human does. Every human does. And that's why on the level of humanity, we have compassion for all of us, because we are all the same. It doesn't matter how, you're still going to have emotions, but everyone's got one of those stories. So you have to decide to be the exception, not the rule. This is not an easy game. There is a level of strength. I'm sitting with my clients a lot and saying, we are building energetic strength and resilience here. People are surprised with me because I've got such a high vibration, and I'm very positive, I am very positive and high high energy. But when I've done masterminds and stuff, or been giving talks and presentations, and people do these things and they say, write one word that describes you. And I put resilient. And that shocked the room, because people, maybe they didn't know me well enough or whatever, they probably thought I'd say, well, they did think I would say something else. They were surprised that was my word, because to get to the point where I'm at, guess what I had to build? Extraordinary resilience. When I didn't believe, I had to work on myself to believe. I didn't expect to believe because the world showed me. When I wanted more from life, I demanded more from life, and I improved myself with my heart intact, my heart open, being willing to change, being willing to love. When I've had things happen to me that were unforgivable, that I had to forgive. I've had all sorts of stuff on every level, financially, spiritually, health-wise, attacks on every level to help me evolve into the person I needed to be. So understand what game you're in. If you want it all, you get it all. You get it all to transcend from. But you're perfectly capable of it. There is absolutely nothing too big for you. But if you're on the sidelines going, I tried and it didn't work, I promise you, you did not try hard enough or for long enough. You didn't do what it took. When you want something and you're committed, totally committed, you will do what it takes. That is what it takes, depending on what you want, right? You know that you haven't got what you're not in alignment. So now what am I prepared to do? Oh, I won't put my money there. I'll keep doing the same things, and I'll justify and validate it in the same loop. And I wonder why I'm in the goldfish bowl and my life's going around in circles. Radically change. Make a radical move. Make a big investment of your time, energy, money somewhere else. It's the truth. So yes, it is science. Yeah, but you can also get trapped in a learning trap. If you can take a few things and embody them, make it simple, a baby step that you can build on, and you can track the energetics, right? I have a course on my website called Living from Abundance. It changes your energetic set point to abundance. I still remind my high earning clients of that all the time, because their lack creeps in. And to keep them on the trajectory of it gets better and better and better. More and more is coming. Constant expansion and growth, not feast and famine months or lives, you know what I mean, where it's ups and downs. That Living from Abundance is a good value course, and it does this job. And I have to keep my clients in that vibe, to keep them constantly expanding and growing. And when a good thing comes, they don't think the rug will get pulled from under them. And when, they don't, and to keep them expanding. And, I teach, you get to expand your business and your life, and the executions in your control, but you don't stop the flow of abundance. There is so much in my work that will change your life. But whatever you've tried, it doesn't matter. Try again, keep going. If you say that dyeing didn't work and you've tried 10, try another. It will work at some time. But everybody on the planet that succeeded, all of them say persistence and commitment to it until you get it right. It is part of it, right? You're not trying hard enough. You're not doing what it takes, obviously, or you are, but you're dropping it. You're giving up too soon. You're deciding it's not working. You're looking for evidence of what you already believe, right? So you're bigger than that. There's nothing too big on this planet for you to have if it's aligned with you and your soul and you get your energy right. Nothing is off limits if you can get into alignment with it. And it's supported by the universe if it's in true alignment with you. You're dealing with a force of nature when you work with your divinity, when you work with your energetics. You're dealing with the force of nature when you're a visionary, doing things on the planet good for you and the whole of humanity. We are rising into a unity consciousness, which means that those people will get supported, but you've got to be a good player. You've got to master your energetics and your art. So I love you, but that's the truth. There's a little bit of butt kicking on that because it is the truth. Hi, Jo Quinn. So what else did I want to say? So nothing's too big for you. Energetics are key, and as is strategy, but unless you're in the right energetics, the strategy you won't make the most of, which is why I combine the both and I release trauma in everything I do. The other thing is traps. Traps. Set yourself free of traps. I have been in abusive relationships that financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually were set out to destroy me, and I freed myself, and I understand how those things are huge limits or seem like limits. There is no trap on this planet too big for you, whether it's your health that's not right now, whether it's your finances, whether it's your environment, whether it's relationships, whether it's betrayal, whether it's some people doing things to you, bullying you. I've had all of those kind of things. You get to rise above it. You get to thrive. They are just your training ground, right? So think about the traps you feel like you're in. What are those things you think trap you? Is it money? Is it time? Is it my health? Is it my limiting beliefs? Is it I don't believe in things getting better? What trap are you in? 2023. Put the trap down. Believe that your life is worth something more than just you. Think about like that it might not be an accident that you've got desires. Think about that it might be worth you going for it. Think about there might be something like gravity that's a force of nature that gets behind you energetically, and your life could be radically different to what you've experienced. Even if, like Lisa, you feel like it's never worked for me before, I promise you it can work right now. It can work right now. So think about those traps and be intentional about the ones you're willing to let go of. You don't have to know today how. You have to be willing to develop a quality of energy and an appropriate strategy that will free you, right? In all my programs, it's strategy and energetics and trauma release combined. They are so powerful. I have led some really powerful people through those processes and people starting out, right? So if you want to get your teeth into something, look on my website. If you want all of the programs, I've got a membership. I'm also offering an insane deal on if you buy it up front, but only for a certain amount of people. Then there'll still be a deal if you buy it for a whole year. If you want to do it month by month, it's available. That you can do that too. It's flexible in that sense. There's just different. You won't get to keep all the courses unless you're in a course in it for at least 3 months. And you will get one-on-one support if you, you know, like if you as well. So there's all different things available to you. I've got my world rocks, my work rocks. People say to me all the time, like, "Oh, you're the real deal," and I don't realise how much fuckery there is out there. But my work is the real deal. My clients get amazing results, and I know what I'm talking about. I study and master this stuff for a long, long time through many things in my own life, my clients' life, as well as being director of big businesses and healing people at a high level as well. So any questions, let me know. Get fired up, demand your life, command your life. You do get to have a life that blows your mind away, where you think, oh gosh, everything that was an obstacle for you, everything you thought you didn't have, you could have the polar opposite. You know, again, in quantum physics, there's a law of polarity, which means as bad as it can get for you, there's an opposite in an equal in everything in our universe. So you can get extraordinarily well, extraordinarily rich, extraordinarily successful, extraordinarily meaningful and purposeful, and do things that light you up, because I feel like for all of us the most life-giving thing is to connect to your purpose on this planet and do something that means more than you. You know, that gives us so much energy, and working with consciousness in that way, just literally, it is such a beautiful game. That's what we play in my world most of the time. So contact me about that. Thank you for joining me. Lots of love, guys. I will speak to you soon.